sailors, and Dunkley was there with us also. We had sailors from all over the world who came to sail in our beautiful waters. After they sail in our waters, we introduced them, we showed them our boats. They were excited about it. And they said, wow, it'll be a good thing if the international sailors will have an opportunity to sail our boats. It'll be a first time for them to do it. It will be exciting to see if they still got the artistic gift on our tiller as they would have on their tiller. We had a great opportunity to meet with the minister. He did an outstanding job in giving it the credibility that it could happen. It did happen. The government, we must give them the credit for doing it, and the Ministry of Agriculture did an outstanding job. We pulled it off. It was the biggest event. I know Danny listened good. It was the biggest sailing event for a sloop in the history of this country. We spent a whole lot of money. I guarantee close to, must be nearly $1 million, I believe. We spent a lot of money, but the kind of credit we got, because we went worldwide. The world saw them sailing in our waters, sailing our boats. It was so exciting. It brought attention to the Bahamas. It keep coming and making it to what it ought to be. So we're blessed that it happened, and we thank God that, and we hope it'll happen again very soon.
Before we get into Mr. Stelito, our closing, our candidate, closing remarks, Danny.
Well, I just want to say, I think this is a good start, to talk about the history of regattas in the country, and we have two types of sailing, the international sailing and our sloop sailing. And of course, I just want Rev to remember back in the 1990s, the best of the best was held under, the jurisdiction of Minister Allen, when we did in fact have international sailors sailing our sloop in Montague Bay. Ted Turner, the owner of CNN, and I think the Olympic champion at that time sailed against Ted Turner. Ted Turner sailed on the Southern Cross, and all of the international sailors sailed on our sloops. And at the end of the day, Rolly Gray proved to be the best, because Rolly Gray beat them all. We had like about 10 international sailors versus 10 local sailors, and our guys performed magnificently. Our guys showed that we do in fact have the kind of skills to compete internationally. But getting back to what Robert was saying, the fact is you need money in order to reach the Olympics.
The Marlboro Cup, not the best of the best.
Well, that's all the time we have now on the high seas. For my captain, Charles Fisher, and co-captain, myself, as well as Reverend and Dr. Philip McPhee and Robert Dunkley, just want to thank you, and Danny Strawn down there in Exuma. What is a regatta and sailing event with an onshore activity? Well, in studio, we have our very own Stalit, who will take us out for show one.
Yeah, you see, regatta time again, boy. Stalit in the building. Raking straight. Don't wear your regatta clothes then. Y'all think this is a game, eh? Watch it now. Stalit. Oh, yeah. Man, let me tell you something, boy. Regatta season back in town. Are you ready? Let's go now. Oh, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we raking and we scraping. Man, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we raking and we scraping. Watch it. Oh, wake up early one morning, we jump on the back of the truck. I say me, Terry, and Rico, them, all of we just wake up. Oh, we raking, we scraping. Man, we going from house to house. We got to make all the chop on the boys. We be chicken. Oh, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we raking and we scraping. Oh, regatta is back again. We talking and we sailing. Hey! Well, you better get your regatta clothes ready. You better find your regatta fans. We play domino downtown at Freeport bus stop. We go also play in Nassau, Port and Ski Dock. 66 partners, you play star. We can rake and scrape Logwood Road, down at John Bar. Man, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we talking and we sailing. Hey, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we talking and we sailing. Watch it, boy. I said, dee-da-dee-da-die. From country party now, but it's Regatta time again. Watch it now. Play the music. Oh, country part two in Agua, back to San Salvador. Man, the people, them is gulling, and they asking out for more. Boom, cover Regatta time, they party through the night. And my raking scrape live band, they play till morning light. Man, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we tacking and we failing. Yeah, Regatta time is back again. While we talking on the corner tree, are you ready? Let's go. Hey, I want you to get up and start shaking and whine to the music you're making. Put your hands up high in the air and feel it like you just don't care. If y'all like the party, we got a time. Somebody say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, we raking and we scraping. Oh, we talking and we sailing. Man, we got a time is back again. Oh, we talking and we falling up.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the government moving ahead with the housing program in McLeanstown. Also, a drive to arrive alive. Hear how one Rotary Club is encouraging residents to drive safe. And two charged before the court for possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, the nation's leader outlining several investments for Grand Bahama during the wrap-up of the 2021-2022 budget debate. He says those projects are expected to propel Grand Bahama forward. The PM admitting, though, that a number of promises were made to the people of Grand Bahama, but says they were hampered by Hurricane Dorian and the COVID-19 pandemic. Nonetheless, he is assuring Grand Bahamians that the government is working tirelessly to restore hope to this northern island. Natalia Hall reports.
Those investments announced by the nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, includes a combined investment by Carnival and Royal Caribbean for the Grand Bahama shipyard worth some $350 million. He says this investment will result in employment opportunities for Grand Bahama. The Discovery Bay project was announced as well. The project that will be developed by the Weller Group is expected to exceed $100 million. Additionally, Doctors Hospital is set to begin works on a hospital project in Grand Bahama.
Work on this new private hospital will begin this year and is being done in partnership with Cleveland Clinic.
The Prime Minister admitting that the Grand Lucayan sale for a $200 million hotel and cruise port project with Royal Caribbean and the ITM Group have been delayed because of Hurricane Dorian and the COVID-19 pandemic. However, both developers have confirmed that they are now moving forward, and final negotiations for the harbor project and the hotel are expected to be completed shortly. The nation's leader providing more details on the cruise port project.
The government continues to work with Carnival on the permitting process, and we expect to break ground shortly. This year's budget includes $19 million for the Rand Memorial Hospital 4-story expansion. This is in addition to the new pharmacy, the new medical surgical unit, the new maternity ward, the new operating theaters, the new infectious disease wards, the new cafeteria, the new ICU, and the new children's ward that were completed under phase 1.
Work continues on the runway at the Bimini International Airport. The nation's leader says the cost of that project is some $5.6 million. He says the budget includes $1.9 million for the construction of a new school for East Grand Bahama as well.
It also includes $4 million for a microgrid for East Grand Bahama that is set to commence this fiscal year. We are reconstructing approximately 8 miles of road in East, Central, and West Grand Bahama. and the works will cost approximately $6.1 million. Western Medical School has already begun construction of the new medical school facility on Grand Bahama.
Now that project is worth some $100 million. Initial construction for the first phase, worth $33 million, has already begun and is expected to be completed by December of this year. Phase 2 is slated to begin in January of 2022 and to be completed in December of next year. Prime Minister Minnis says the airport in the Berry Islands is almost complete. Now, recently, the government acquired the Grand Bahama International Airport. As of May 31st, employees are now employed by the Grand Bahama Airport Authority following the completion of the severance process.
Government has engaged airport consultant Lee Fisher, who had already begun work on attracting the best PPP partner for this project.
As for the island of Abaco, in Central Pines, 18 lots are presently being prepared, with an expansion planned in 2022 for an additional 40 lots. In Spring City, Abaco, 21 lots with homes are presently being prepared with the necessary works, with an extension of additional 115 in 2022. And on Grand Bahama, the government has made the decision to proceed with the McLeanstown housing project.
The subdivision has 40 residential lots, 7 multi-family residential lots, and 5 commercial lots. The residential lots will now also be eligible for the concessions available under the Access to Affordable Homes Act.
Prime Minister Minnis says those residential lots will be made available to potential homeowners at a cost of $5,000 to $10,000. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The Disaster Reconstruction Authority says Grand Bahama and Abaco will be given priority when it comes to available resources. In a statement issued on Sunday, the DRA notes that they recognize that the needs in Abaco and Grand Bahama are pressing and will work to ensure that the islands of Abaco, including the Keys and Grand Bahama, are fully reconstructed. The DRA admitting that the COVID-19 pandemic did impact their ability to raise funds, but through DRA's small home repair program, a total of 3,735 approved homeowners were assessed and funded for Abaco and Grand Bahama. The DRA noting support for temporary housing in the form of 100 mobile homes and 70 domes, as well as the development of the 800-person capacity hurricane shelter, which will double as a community center in Central Pines, Abaco. Work is said to be underway on 5 of the 42 homes, also in Central Pines, Abaco. Now, the DRA is requesting feedback. You're asked to connect with them, the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, on social media, or you can call telephone numbers 352-9111 in Grand Bahama. In Abaco, the number is 699-1450, or you can email them at info@drabahamas.org. Switching gears, a local college is improving its nursing program. Tarif College is well on its way to having an accredited bachelor's degree nursing program. The president of the institution says they believe the nursing program can help to meet the current demands in the country, and he's encouraging persons to get involved. Italia Hall reports.
Tarif College, which has been a part of the Grand Bahama community for many years, is now offering a bachelor's program in nursing. President of the institution, Terrence Archer, says recently the college received the green light from the Bahamas Nursing Council.
And so for us, this is a beautiful day today that we're able to make that official announcement. The only thing we have to do now is wait for the accrediting agency, NACOB, to give their due diligence on that approval from the Nursing Council. But we are inviting persons even now to come in.
The nursing program, what was once a 3-year program, has been extended to 4 years.
It means that they're getting a little more, and we're looking at being on par with any international school, whether locally or internationally. And so we know that we can deliver, we have delivered, and so persons don't have to wonder whether Tarif College can produce quality registered nurses.
Program Coordinator Paula Mortimer says one of the prerequisites to enter the program is having 5 BGCSEs. But if prospective students do not have those certificates, there are other prep programs in place.
We have added components that were not in nursing programs before, like phlebotomy and other programs, to make our nurses quite marketable. So we have that, and as Mr. Archer said, it is a 4-year program once they come in, leading to the bachelor's. And with all nursing programs, there is the practical component, which are practicums that will have to be done on site in teaching hospitals. And the RAND is one of those teaching hospitals.
Now, the school also has a lab for nursing students. CEO Randall Cooper says he is proud of this achievement.
We have a shortage of medical personnel that are needed, and we know that nursing is a very integral part of what is needed in providing medical care. And so to be able to actually train nurses right here in Grand Bahama, that would be able not only to service Grand Bahama, but also move out to the rest of the Bahamas. This is a very vital and necessary service, and so we're just very happy and proud to be able to do it.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Another COVID-19 death to report. According to the latest COVID-19 dashboard, the death toll now stands at 244 following the death of a 93-year-old man of New Providence who passed away on June 19th. Meantime, 15 new COVID-19 cases were reported in the country yesterday, 2 cases in San Salvador and the remaining 13 in New Providence. There are 34 hospitalized cases, all of whom are in New Providence, including 3 cases in the intensive care unit. There are 694 active cases in the country, and to date, some 11,356 persons have recovered. Switching gears, the safety of drivers, the focus of the Rotary Club of Freeport this week, as members of the club came together to erect 2 important signs as a reminder of how safe driving could be the difference between life and death. One traffic accident or fatality is one too many, and in recent time, Grand Bahama and Abaco have experienced their share of losses as a result of traffic mishaps. But President of the Rotary Club of Freeport, Othniel Pinder, says they made it a pledge to erect 2 signs on Grand Bahama that reminds motorists why they should drive to arrive alive.
The thing is, we've seen so many accidents in the last few years, and especially the last few months. And just recently we had claimed the death of a young lady. And we've always heard the policeman say speed is a factor. And so one of the things we want to recognize, or one of the things we recognize and want to highlight, is that speed kills.
The sign reads, "Undertakers love overtakers," adding that being negligent behind the wheel will not only cause your life to be endangered, but the lives of other motorists and pedestrians.
The thing is, we want them to know is that speeding does kill, and the safer you drive, you can save a life. And so we just want these signs to be reminded. We are proud to be able to do this from the Rotary Club of Freeport.
He says this initiative is also to highlight the life of past member Richard Bates.
This was his passion, and so we're just here just to follow up on that and to make sure that the public know that we care about the motoring public as well.
2 men appearing in the Freeport Magistrate Court on Monday charged with possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. 36-year-old Terrell Gregory Williams of Rustic Road, New Providence, pleading not guilty and was granted bail in the amount of $3,500. He was ordered to sign in at the Carmichael Road Police Station on Mondays and Thursdays. His co-accused, Roland Jackson Strawn, age 38, of Robinson Road, New Providence, also pleading not guilty. He was given $3,500 bail, and he is required to sign in at the Central Police Station in Freeport. The matter was adjourned to September 6. Both men appearing before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson. The charges are in connection with the discovery of some 25 pounds of dangerous drugs on Grand Bahama last week. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
on down. Come on down.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNS shopping network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
GBPA and Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau want you to join them for a free webinar Monday, June 28th at 6:30 p.m. Interested persons can register online.
When you're operating at the highest standards, something remarkable happens.
You don't just meet your goals, you exceed them.
You don't just respond to needs, you anticipate them.
And you know that failure comes with consequences. You deserve the best we have to offer. And this is why we're working to ensure that we deliver on our commitments.
And we will take responsibility when we don't.
You have high expectations.
And we're committed to doing what it takes to exceed them.
That's what I told her. Bring the winding thing here. This is Rick and Script, so show me emotion. Hey, wind and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The heat is on and forecasters say the temperatures will continue to climb in the weeks ahead. But tonight, our Jay Philippe tells us that economic challenges may be preventing some homeowners from taking the cool way out this summer.
Summer officially started June 21st. It is the warmest time of the year, but even prior to the start of the summer, temperatures have been soaring, forcing many to switch on their air-conditioned units to keep homes and businesses cool. Hardware stores, for the most part, are already preparing for the rise in the volume of potential customers in search of AC units to beat the heat. But Fred Black Jr., part owner of Modern Air Conditioning, says sales have not picked up as yet.
In terms of sales, it has been a bit less. It is getting out there, but at the same token, it's different responsibilities people have to deal with. They have bills that they got to pay, schools that they got to, school fees and all these other things that is projected to the end of the summer.
Black says he anticipates that sales will increase in the coming weeks.
Hopefully, within the next weeks or so, we see an increase in flow of customers regressing air conditioning. But in the meantime, our appliances are moving very fast.
Absolute Comfort Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has been around for the past 21 years. Sales associate Cleophonique Bevins says when compared to last year, sales have been inconsistent.
Last year, where persons was in the process of rebuilding, we had sales going sky high. I talking about coming to work from 8 a.m., leaving 6 in the evening because everybody was still in the building process. But now I guess most persons are, 80% done when it comes to remodeling and refurnishing their homes. But it still hasn't picked up as it was last year.
And as to why business has been slow so far,
I guess persons are still shopping around or waiting on sales and specials to happen.
Summer officially ends September 22nd, but until then, temperatures are expected to soar. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Well, he's adding 2 more books to his collection, and for this noted author, he is inspired to write to encourage others to follow their dreams. Here again is Jay Philippe.
He's been writing for over 30 years. Andrew Coakley has covered just about every aspect of journalism, including crime, politics, and sports. But not many persons are aware that he writes books as well. He wrote his first book back in 2006 titled, My Son Better Listen to My Words and Live. Since then, he was able to write numerous books, including his latest 2 books that were recently released. One of those books is an inspirational book titled Noise.
It's really a book that encourages believers to stay vigilant, because I realize in this world where we have so much distractions, there's the distraction of technology, distraction of internet, television, and there's also the distraction of everyday life.
The other recently released is a fictional book that Coakley says readers can relate to.
It's really a thriller or a suspense story that takes place on a fictional island, which I call Pink Pearl Island. And the thing about it is, if you live on any Caribbean island, you could relate to it, because it talks about Caribbean life, but it's also involving politics, crime, kidnapping, and murder. So I wanted to focus on some of the things that all of us as Caribbean people face in our lives.
Coakley says those 2 books took 10 to 12 months to complete. He also has plans on releasing other books in the near future.
I'm working on 2 new books, another inspirational book and a follow-up to this novel now.
Coakley also authored Women with Jobs, Men with PS, and A Sweetheart Syndrome. Most of his books can be found locally in Bethel's Bookstore and Logos Bookstore in New Providence. They also can be found online on Amazon. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
And now it's time for sports with, you guessed it, Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to sports. Well, it was a busy weekend in sports again. Let's start at the softball park. The Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association is in week 3 of the season. Games are being played at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex Softball Park on Saturdays and Sundays. President of the league, Hansel Cawley, gave this update.
Softball has been going great. Oh, everybody excited because they was waiting for over 1 year for us to start this league. And we are doing the best that we can. We don't allow spectators in no more. Spectators have to sit on the outside in their car and watch the game. And they're adhering to the protocol right now, because we don't want to get shut down, because everybody excited because softball is in Grand Bahama once again.
Vice President of the league says competition is picking up.
Persons been waiting from last season to come back and what you call get their opponents back for games where they would have lost. So everyone is kind of excited, and games are going pretty well. Like I said, we had 11 teams registered already, so the competition is pretty good.
Switching gears now from the Diamond to the Hardwood, DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns held up the Clippers 120-114 to take a 1-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals of the NBA playoffs. Ayton just missed out on a double-double, but he did score 20 points, going 10 of 14 from the field and grabbed 9 rebounds in 37 minutes on the court. Game 2 will be played on Tuesday. Moving on to the track, a big weekend for the top athletes in track and field. The B3 Senior and Junior National Track and Field Championships is scheduled to take place in New Providence this weekend, June 25th through the 27th. A last chance meet would also take place the following Monday, where Team Bahamas will look to qualify its relays teams for the upcoming Olympic Games. Again, those games are scheduled for July 23rd through August 8th in Tokyo, Japan. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Hey there, my name is Nico Nesbitt from the Fitness Connection, and this is Health Bites, where every week we bring you a helpful tip to help improve your health and fitness. Today we're going to talk about the flu. It's flu season. I got some helpful tips for you to help avoid the flu. Tip number 1, stay active. Staying active helps to increase your immune system and your overall health, which is going to fight off the flu if you get in contact. Tip number 2 is to stay hydrated. Drink lots of fluids. Fluids help to flush out toxins and other viruses, so you want to make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids. Tip number 3, make sure you take a multivitamin or immune supplement. Elderberry is specifically good for the flu. It helps shorten the amount of time that you have the flu and also helps to fight off the flu. Another good vitamin is vitamin D and zinc, which is shown that when you have a deficiency in them, you're more likely to get the flu. So supplementing them in the reverse will help you prevent catching the flu. Well, that's our time. Hope you found these tips useful. Remember, if you need any of the vitamins and supplements mentioned, we have them available at the Fitness Connection, both in Nassau and Freeport. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Pai, what you doing, Pai? Don't jump, you all right? Man, I so stressed out. I could use a massage.
Oh, no, don't look at me. I don't do them things. Why don't you check out the ZNS Shopping Network? They may be able to help you with something like that.
You think they have something for that?
Yeah, man, for sure.
For New Day Spa?
That's the place where the girls them is rub you down and fill you up.
Look, I am buying this coupon for the hot stone massage. Renew Day Spa it is. I'm going.
Hey, look here, wait for me. I rolling with you.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Kimberly Mizikana, you are our Facebook friend today. We appreciate your support. We also want to say congratulations to Clifton and Moses Hall, twin brothers, who graduated from Hugh Campbell Primary School today. We wish both of you the best, and a happy anniversary to Leslie and Trevor Simmons, and also Shahol and Roll of Sunland Baptist Academy. Congratulations on your 6th grade graduation. That is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, and Shishina Roll Parkers in the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. The Attorney General responds to the Court of Appeals ruling over the issue of Bahamian citizenship. The nation's chief announcing the introduction of a new digital vaccination pass. Senators debating the 2021-2022 fiscal budget. And new COVID numbers released. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts after this.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thank you so much for looking in. While Attorney General Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel says the government will take their fight to the Privy Council in London after the Court of Appeal upheld a 2020 landmark ruling from the Supreme Court Monday on the issue of citizenship. The ruling states that all children born out of wedlock to Bahamian men and foreign women are citizens of the Bahamas at birth and do not have to wait until they are 18 to apply for citizenship. The ruling was handed down last year by Justice Ian Winder.
I'm sure that the Bahamian people will not accept any judgment on a matter that doesn't come from the highest court in the land, which is the Privy Council. You must bear in mind that not only is this a question of the original intent, it's also a question of national intent. There were 2 referenda on this issue, each of which, as far as the Bahamian people were concerned, definitively resolved the issue. And so we have to see what the highest court has to say on the matter. I express no point of view. It has always been the intent of the Attorney General's office to merely have the law clarified by the highest court in the land.
Bethel says if the government loses their appeal, then the laws of the Bahamas as it relates to citizenship will have to change.
As interpreted by the highest court in the land, and we will all be bound to follow it. And so whatever adjustments would have to be made to domestic law would have to be made in order to accommodate the views, if that is their view. If not, there would be no changes. Our intent has always been not to express anything but a view as to what the law is, and we've argued it. We argued it, I think, very strongly in the Court of Appeal and in the court below, and we will advance the same positions that we have advanced to date in the Privy Council.
Now, in light of Monday's ruling from the appellate court affirming the lower court's decision on citizenship, the immigration minister was asked if he's anticipating a flood of applications pouring into the immigration department from persons seeking Bahamian citizenship.
The only policy that the government could have is one that is in accordance with the law. And if, as I said before, taking the advice of the former Chief Justice, a decision is made by the court, whether it be the Magistrate, Supreme, Court of Appeal, you go to the Privy Council. And so, as I said, I haven't discussed the matter with the AGs yet. That's it. So the government can only have, there's policy, and your policy must be in the context of the rule of law.
Minister Johnson says a rule of law will be respected.
We respect the court, and as Justice Longley said in one of his observations, if the court gives a ruling, because the court's duty is to interpret the law, and that is one of the most beautiful things in our constitutional democracy. And if you are dissatisfied, or if you don't like it, or you think that you can expand on the law by appealing, then you do that.
50 new cases of COVID-19 being reported in the Ministry of Health's latest release, 13 in New Providence and 2 in San Salvador. The breakdown includes 10 females and 5 males. Hospitalizations are down to 34, 31 moderately ill, and 3 in the intensive care unit. There are 694 active cases with 34 new recoveries, bringing that total to 11,356. The COVID-19 death toll has increased by 1 and is now at 244. The latest death is a 93-year-old man of New Providence who passed away on June 19th. Other news for you tonight, our armed forces have seen their share of COVID-19 cases during this pandemic, and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force is no exception. Our news team spoke with Commodore Raymond King about the situation.
The last briefing I had from the Force Medical Officer several days ago, I think we had 1 active case with no one quarantined. But I was advised yesterday that we may have a suspect case in Bimini, and so we sought to quarantine the rest of the team. So we have a 6-man team in Bimini. As an abundance of caution, we would have quarantined the rest of those members until either we verify
the individual's situation. And so for several weeks now, our cases would have hovered around 1 to 2 persons at best. The medical team is doing its job, and we want to continue to keep our members safe. There has been a softening. We have had an uptick in a number of members who would have presented themselves to be vaccinated. We're waiting now on word from Dr. Dahl Regis and her team to come on board HMBS Coral Harbor to hold a series of meetings and forums with the various ranks and rates to hear what their concerns are and to try to allay those concerns. And then we're going to set up here at Coral Harbor again as a vaccination center. It's regrettable that we're not able to trace the uniform branches and classify them as an entity. The vaccine database is simply uniform branches, but we have seen a significant uptake of members going forward now to be vaccinated.
The 2021-2022 national budget passed in the House of Assembly Monday. In wrapping up the budget debate, Finance Minister, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis announced changes to curfew, domestic travel testing requirements, and provisions for persons who are fully vaccinated. The Prime Minister also announced the introduction of the new digital vaccination pass, which will allow users to confirm their vaccination status. The document is also expected to make it easier to enter certain countries and pave the way for fully vaccinated persons to be exempt from strict COVID-19 testing.
A digital pass and vaccination checker may be the envy of the region. We are always first. The new Ministry of Health vaccination certificate, which is now called Vaccination Pass, will allow users to show their vaccination status on their smartphones. Scan the barcode, and in a matter of seconds, you can get a response saying valid or invalid.
Prime Minister Minnis says the system will generate a Vax Pass after completion of 2 doses of the COVID shot.
Users can download the same after log on to the system. Users can save the digital Vax Pass to their mobile device, and it can be presented to the business owners or government agencies for verification. It will be saved on their phone wallets for storage also. The vaccination checker module allows business and government users to check the vaccination details of fully vaccinated individuals.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force getting a much-needed gift from the U.S. government.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Welcome to a world where hope is still loud, where dreams are still relevant, and determination has no substitute. Welcome to a nation where the people are still warm, resilient, and innovative. And Commonwealth Bank is at the center of it all, giving innovation and progress an extra push for more than 60 years. We're here for Bahamians because we are Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
You know that feeling you get when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rolling with BAF for life. BAF Choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
It's time to bounce back with P.O.B. It's time to bounce back with P.O.B. Lowest consumer loan rates in the country. Trying to bank with no stress, we make it too easy. It's time to bounce back with B.O.B. It's time to bounce back with B.O.B. Apply today for a B.O.B. Visa credit card, debt consolidation loan, or easy top-up. B.O.B. your bank of solutions.
There's a pandemic going around. We have to work hard to stay around. Keep yourself and your family safe. And thank God for amazing grace. There's a solution you must choose. It will help me and help you too. It's available everywhere. Don't take too long, I'll meet you there. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated.
Make your appointment today at vax.gov.bs. That's vax.gov.bs. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with Bahamas Information Services.
ZNS Shopping Network is the place for deals. Check out the deals Mama Sassy's Gourmet Foods has just for you. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com, select the island of your choice, and shop anywhere, anytime.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. After a compendium of bills were passed in the lower chamber overnight, debate began this afternoon in the upper house over the 2021-2022 fiscal plan. Leading things off with State Minister for Finance, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, who said that the government's 2021-2022 budget is one that offers a ray of hope to the Bahamian people.
But as leaders, we must always seek to inspire hope. Well, Madam President, this budget is all about hope. It is about hope for a better future. It is about hope for a better economy. It is about hope for a better Bahamas. And Madam President, make no mistake about it, I am optimistic about our future.
Senator Thompson adding that in comparison to last year's budget, the 2021-2022 fiscal plan is shifting from survival mode to one that now lays a foundation for sustainable growth.
We recognize that last year's budget was about holding on and weathering the storm. Last year's budget was about, absolutely, it was about surviving the pandemic. It was about providing as much support and assistance as we could because we were in the middle of the crisis. So it was about giving people what they need just to hold on, just to survive. But Madam President, you know, we are now beginning to move out of this crisis. The vaccines are now here. We are now beginning to open up. So Madam President, it is now about not just holding on, but it is about now how we accelerate growth in our economy.
The physical appearance of the House of Assembly, the topic of conversation during the late session of the 2020-2021 budget wrap-up. This after photos of what appeared to be a damaged roof of the Senate made its rounds on social media. Bringing the issue to the forefront was Deputy Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Chester Cooper.
But on page 47, head 3, line 1302, building maintenance, 7,600 allocated, 0 spent. Mr. Speaker, I'm concerned about this line because the Speaker has bemoaned often the condition of this Parliament. The speakers don't work. Mr. Speaker, we see cards laid all over the place rather than getting a big screen to put them on. I wonder when the needed maintenance of the House of Assembly will be undertaken.
Responding to Cooper's assertion was Deputy Prime Minister and Works Minister, the Honorable Desmond Bannister.
Building maintenance for any structure that is essentially owned by the government, when we're speaking about capital maintenance, which I believe is the thrust of his question, comes out of the building maintenance provision in the Ministry of Public Works. And so the honourable member would have seen that there have been some works that occurred at this honourable house, in the Senate building and other structures. The funding for those works, funding for lighting and other things that he has seen would have come out of the Ministry of Public Works budget, capital budget. So this figure here is not related to capital works.
Special ceremony held at the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Base this morning. Our Charles Fisher was there for the great news that came along with it.
In her first official visit to the Coral Harbor Base, U.S. Chargé d'Affaires to the Bahamas, Usha Pitts was given a grand tour. It was a special day as the United States government, through the U.S. Embassy, continues to demonstrate their commitment to the Bahamas. In a donation close to $5.9 million worth of technology.
So we're here celebrating a long-lasting partnership. This is just the latest step in a long partnership. We do have a shared border. We have shared security. So this is just the latest in a partnership, but it's a long partnership. All of this cooperation is mutual. When the Bahamas is looking at controlling unregulated fishing, stopping poachers, disrupting irregular migration, stopping trafficking, all of these issues that are your issues are, of course, also our issues.
Accepting the gifts was the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames.
And as we take receipt of the 3 safe vessels at a cost of some $3.3 million, and the communication equipment at a cost of some $2.6 million, not to mention the biometric system, which is an added cost. So we're around probably $6 million in equipment. That is a test, a demonstration, that this is not a superficial relationship, but a relationship that is based on mutual respect and understanding for both our nations.
It didn't end there, as the delegation was taken on a ride on the high seas.
Great vessels. These safe boats are designed for our seas, and as you can see, it was rather choppy out there this morning, but the boat handled well, and you see it can turn on a dime. And so it's designed for law enforcement, and they'll come in handy.
Commodore Raymond King says all the equipment will be put to good use.
Those safe boats will be used in our counter drug trafficking operations, particularly in the southeastern Bahamas, as well as the migrant smuggling that is going on in the northern Bahamas. The communication equipment enhances our capabilities in terms of being able to command and control our operations. That gives us an opportunity to validate persons who we interact at sea, to determine if they're flagged, if they're wanted, if they have a criminal background, and it helps us determine it in terms of who we should detain for a further period. And the other aspect of it has to do with analyzing the information that are on a person's cell phone. We now have that capability. So whenever persons are arrested, we're able to go into that equipment and interrogate it and to see who to the organized persons in the background.
A unique relationship between the United States and the Bahamas that has stood the test of times and continues to grow stronger each day. For the ZNS Network News, I'm Charles Fisher.
HMBS Lawrence Major, while on dry dock undergoing maintenance in Suriname, was struck by a cargo vessel in May. Commodore Raymond King gave an update on the vessel and the investigation.
That vessel is on its way to the province. Those repairs were made, but the legal side of it between the Office of the Attorney General with Tropical Shipping and their executives, because they made a proposal via Diamond to us. They will settle on terms of where do we go from here. My concern as the Commander of the Defense Force is that the extent of damages are not readily seen to the naked eye. What may happen years from now? There may be as simple as a fine hairline crack once the ship gets under operating conditions, which may manifest in terms of, and so we should be able to still maintain some obligation from Tropical if some defect becomes evident years from now. The vessel has been repaired, it's on its way here to New Providence, and then she goes on to Florida Fort Pierce to complete her dry docking works.
In keeping with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force strategic intent of deepening the security cooperation relations with the United States of America, they hosted Senior Military Attaché Commander Kevin Self to a farewell luncheon. Commander Self's tour of duty concludes after serving as Senior Defense Attaché at the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas since 2018. He was presented with tokens of appreciation and keepsakes by Commodore Raymond King, who wished him well in his future endeavors. Other news for you tonight, police advising members of the public to be on their guard against romance scams. Fraudsters are contacting people, usually retired, mature, or vulnerable women, under the cloak of friendship or companionship to snare their victims. Police say the fraudsters fabricate a relationship by building trust with their victims over time through constant communication, romantic intentions, and encouragement, and usually portray themselves to be rich businessmen or widowers. Police say it is being used for financial gain, and once a level of trust has been established, the fraudsters promise to marry their victims or enter into business opportunities with them. Members of the public are being advised of the dangers of sending your government ID and personal information, like your banking information, online through social media platforms to individuals that you've never met. Persons who do this may become victims of fraud or identity theft, and in extreme cases, physical harm. Consolidated Water Bahamas Limited continuing to contribute to the Royal Bahamas Police Force Dependents Trust with a recent check presentation. The trust is a program that assists the dependents of police officers who have died as a result of injuries sustained during the course of duty, or police officers who have become incapacitated as a result of physical or mental injury sustained while on the job. Sadie Burrows is just one example of how instrumental the trust has become. Just before her 4th birthday, Burrows' world changed completely when her father, Detective Corporal 2453 Desmond Burrows, tragically passed away in the line of duty. But as a result of the trust, she is now a college student who has benefited since she was a preschooler.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Car insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, this insurance, that insurance. The truth is, you may not like it very much, but you need insurance, and it has to work for you. That's why Summit insurance policies are designed with you and your life in mind, fitting your lifestyle and needs perfectly. So you can rest comfortably knowing that your car, home, boat, and business are well taken care of. Contact our agents at Insurance Management today. Summit Insurance. We peak above all others.
Stop by any of our retail locations or visit our virtual store and you'll quickly notice that there's something exciting happening here. We're calling it Elevate Bahamas, and it gives our customers along our fiber network super fast internet speeds at super low prices.
So Elevate Bahamas is a really exciting project that we launched, and what we want all of our fiber customers to know is that we have provided everyone in the fiber footprint with a minimum, just a minimum of 100 megs per second for their broadband service. Everybody has the ability to enjoy homeschooling, virtual schooling. They have the ability to work from home. They have the ability to game from home, just with a minimum of 100 meg speed. So BTC has rolled out fiber throughout 350 miles nationwide. And what we've done is we've basically allowed our customers to have that pathway to provide a superior service. So all of our customers have the ability to stream, download, upload, whatever they would like to do at home, within their home, for as low as $99 in our bundles and as low as $40 in our broadband plans.
We are excited about being the best and fastest broadband provider anywhere, and we'll be bringing new fiber connectivity to more and more homes across the Bahamas. Oh yes, exciting times are ahead. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pyfrom. Continue to be well and be back here next BTC Connection.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
ZNS Shopping Network is the place for deals. Check out the deals Variety Disposable Products has just for you. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com, select the island of your choice, and shop anywhere, anytime.
We've heard your concerns about the COVID-19 vaccine, and we're here to give you some of the facts. The COVID-19 vaccine is absolutely safe and effective. We've seen that it definitely helps prevent people from getting severe illness and from death due to COVID-19. So people should take this vaccine, firstly to protect themselves from severe illness and death. But they should also be taking this vaccine to try and help the country get herd immunity. So while you may be sitting on the fence wondering what the vaccine might or might not do, right now, you can be sure that the virus itself can certainly make you ill at any age, in whatever physical condition you may be in. If you have comorbidities, diabetes, hypertension, and even obesity, do make sure that you get your COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it becomes available to you.
Well, as the country shows promising signs of recovery, Director of Labor John Pinder is encouraging tourism workers to take advantage of the opportunities now being presented with the local cruise ship home porting initiative.
It only takes Bahamians to take advantage of some situations. Persons will come in 2 days before the cruise leaves port to go elsewhere. We have to find activities to cause those persons waiting to go on a cruise to be excited about what they experience before going on a cruise, because they want to stop back here on the way from the cruise to stay longer. Or when they tell their friends about the amount of excitements that they experience in the Bahamas or what is here, we have the offer that they have not seen or don't know where they came from. That will cause those persons to want to come a day or 3 days more than the others.
Royal Caribbean recently launched its home porting initiative with Adventure of the Seas cruise vessel in the country. Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguila anticipates that home porting will bring 30 to 35,000 cruise ship guests to the Bahamas this year, who will inject $50 million into the local economy. Pinder says although the unemployment rate stands between 15 to 18%, he remains optimistic over the country's economic rebound.
Well, it has reduced a lot since the pandemic. And with the ships now coming back into port, and the straw vendors now to get back to work, with the taxi drivers getting back to work now, the straw vendors all of them getting back to work, I can guarantee you in another month or so, it's going to be back down to the low teens.
The Bahamas National Trust hosting another Mangrove cleanup at the Bonefish Pond National Park on Sunday in recognition of World Oceans Week. Groups of B&T volunteers, members, and corporate donors got their feet wet and their hands dirty, with some cleaning on the land and others taking to the water in kayaks to remove trash deep inside the mangrove system. Participants also planted mangroves in areas that have been damaged by dumping and development. And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of you, all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. Just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Back after this.
ZNS Shopping Network is the place for deals. Check out the deals Mama Sassy's Gourmet Foods has just for you. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com, select the island of your choice, and shop anywhere, anytime.
Hey guys, it's Shay again with another quick tidbit on the perks of being an Alive customer. Now, if you're already on our network, this may just be a refresher for you, but if you're not, this might give you that extra push. If you're interested in getting a bill every month, or you're interested in the best prices on some of the latest devices, or if you've been a little bit interested in that auto pay option, this might be for you. It's time for you to join postpaid and experience opulence. Simply put, being an Alive postpaid customer means you selected the plan of your choice and you then pay for that plan routinely every month. Unlike prepaid, where you can fluctuate between 7-day and 30-day, all postpaid plans are 30-day plans. So what are some of those postpaid plans? We have our Liberty More, which is $59.99, gives you 10 gigabytes of data, 500 talk and text minutes. Or we have our Liberty Premium, which is $99.99 per month and gives you 20 gigabytes of data, 1,000 talk and text minutes. Or we have our Liberty Elite, which is $149.99 a month, includes unlimited data, talk and text, and 1 gigabyte of roaming data. Again, all of our plans include unlimited Alive-to-Alive calls and text. Now listen, we also have postpaid MiFi plans. That's right. If you have a MiFi device, you can purchase postpaid data plans, MiFi Basic, MiFi Plus, and MiFi Preferred. So what else can you look forward to? Even though we are still practicing social distancing during this time, as a postpaid customer, you not only have access to exclusive offers and devices, but exclusive invites to virtual events hosted by Alive in partnership with local vendors and access to special offers at many vendors on our List Rewards app. So there you have it. If you're a prepaid customer and you've been thinking about making that postpaid switch, we hope that this helped. If you're not an Alive customer, what are you waiting on? Alive, believe, invest.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
The second phase of the construction of the Ragged Island Multi-Purpose Center has begun. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Works Desmond Bannister shared details of the center in his contribution to the House of Assembly last week, saying that this is a Prime Minister's dream to build the most resilient building in the country that should resist winds in excess of 180 miles per hour. The building comprises modern classrooms, residences for teachers, sporting facilities, and a hurricane shelter. Good news for Long Islanders as the Prime Minister wrapped up the 2021-2022 budget debate. He revealed several infrastructural upgrades set to take place and completely transform the island's airport.
New terminal building is currently out to tender for Long Island International Airport at Deadman's Key, Long Island. And tenders are due back in mid-June. It is anticipated that a contract will be awarded in early August for construction to commence in September of this year. The civil works is part of the overall project for a new airport, which will involve extending the runway to 6,500 foot and raising it substantially to prevent flooding. The civil works will cost an estimated $10 million. Mr. Speaker, Long Islanders must see their new airport.
Well, time now for a check on Family Island weather temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us. Good evening, Basil. How is it looking?
Well, Desmond, we'll get you started in the tropics, and we do have a tropical wave. It's about 500 miles just to the east of the Windward Islands. You can see the shower activity associated with that on our satellite picture, but it is expected to run into some hostile atmospheric conditions over the next couple of days, so we will see that dissipating. Right now, it's just about a 20% chance of any kind of development. Across the Bahamas, we have some low-level troughing across the northwest Bahamas that could fire up one or two sporty showers, but outside of our studios, partly sunny conditions, temperature 88 degrees, relative humidity at 70%. The winds are out of the south-southeast at 16 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,018.7 millibars. That is 30.05 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Tulkey, Marsh Harbor at 85. 86 in the Berry Islands and Alistown, Bimini. 86 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 85. 86 in Black Point, Exuma. Kemps Bay, St. Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros also reporting 86 degrees. Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma, all at 85, 84 degrees in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Meguana, 85, Acklands, 85, Matthew Town, Inagua, 86 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwest and central parts of our country tonight, right through Thursday, you can expect southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, so caution flags are now up for boaters in the northwest and central Bahamas. High tide takes place at 6:41 this evening, another high tide at 6:58 tomorrow morning. For the southeast Bahamas through Thursday, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots and the wave heights 4 to 7 feet. Caution flags also in place for the southeast Bahamas through Thursday. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Girl, I feel the jealousy. Every time I see ya, I break the golden rule. I had that crush on two girl from was in high school, but homeboy beat me to the beat.
So temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, but stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
If I had you, the things that we could do.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
When you really need to save big
big, you need to shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 14.8-ounce can, 3 for $3.19. Promo's Peanut Butter, 18-ounce jar, $2.89. Amalanda Fresh Milk, 33.8-ounce size, $1.39. Green Peppers, $1.49 per pound. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.09 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. If you have been asked to have your labs drawn to assess your kidney and liver function, please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Specialized services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy are necessary as they help to restore you back to normal health. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports. B3A officials and athletes alike are fired up for what is being described as potentially the most exciting nationals the country's had in years. This is they are set to host the 2021 B3A Senior and Junior Track and Field Championships this weekend at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. B3A's president, Jermico Archer, tells us more.
Still a non-spectator event, unfortunately. We are still bound by the competent authorities' COVID protocols, and so we will not be able to allow fans in. The only concession that have been made is because of the nature of the event and because of the manpower needed, we've invited a volunteer corps to be a part of the coordination of this event. But we'll be live streaming, and so no Bahamian will be left out in observing perhaps the best competition we'll have, we would have witnessed in a long, long time.
A number of international teams expected to partake in the event as well.
We have a combined nationals, junior and senior nationals that will take place. And what is more is that we have some international athletes who are going to be here as well. So we have teams from Mexico, the United States, Trinidad, and the numbers are growing. Haiti has committed to participating as well because many of those jurisdictions, their athletes train in South Florida and in other parts of the United States. And so while those countries they may not be having their own nationals, they have requested the invitation to come to them for them to compete at ours.
Basketball news, Jonquel Jones had arguably her most impactful game of the 2021 European Women's Basketball Championship thus far, leading the Bosnia-Herzegovina women's national team past Croatia and into the quarterfinals of the prestigious event, a qualifier for the 2022 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. As the top 6 nations advanced to the qualifying tournaments, against Croatia, Jones erupted for 24 points and pulled down 17 rebounds, both game highs, helping BIH record an 80-69 victory in France. Jones was dominant in and around the basket on Monday, scoring in the paint from the mid-range and also from deep. She shot 8 for 19 from the field and was 2 for 4 from deep. Jones is the tournament's leading scorer and rebounder, averaging 20.8 points per game and 14.5 rebounds. In group stage play, she helped BIH record upsets over Belgium and Turkey, ranked 6th and 7th in the world according to the latest FIBA World Rankings presented by Nike. And that's when we look at sports. So check on weather when we return.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Here are the facts about the AstraZeneca vaccine. Tens of thousands of people participated in the stage 3 clinical trials, and there were no instances of serious illness or death attributed to the vaccine. That safety record has held steady as millions of vaccines have been rolled out around the world. The AstraZeneca vaccine is cost-effective to purchase, and since it does not require ultra-cold storage like other popular vaccines, it is easier to ship and store, making it a popular choice for many countries around the world, including the Bahamas. It is projected that over 200 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine will be produced per month, as production ramps up to save even more lives, establishing it as one of the leading COVID-19 vaccines. To learn more about the COVID-19 vaccines, visit www.opm.gov.bs/vaccine.
This message has been brought to you by the Government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
It is important to take precautions to reduce your risk of getting infected with COVID-19, even when you go to the grocery store. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others. While you wait in line to enter the store, 1 person per household needs to go. Use wipes to disinfect the cart or basket handle that you select. Avoid touching your face, unnecessary items, and surfaces. Try to touch only what you are buying. So carry a grocery list to help you move along quickly. Do not forget to wear a cloth mask while you do your shopping and carry hand sanitizer with you. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others. As you shop, and at the cash register. little time as possible in the store and get enough groceries to last you for a while. Once your groceries are packed and loaded, use hand sanitizer and rub your hands together until they are completely dry. When you come home from the grocery store, take off your shoes at the door and put all of your grocery bags in one area. Disinfect your grocery bags. Rinse produce and wipe down cans and packages with soap and water before you put them away. Wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds when you are done. Wash your clothes and your reusable grocery bags.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we continue to monitor a tropical wave some 500 miles to the east of the Windward Island. It's moving towards the west at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. The good news is we anticipate that it will work its way under some hostile atmospheric condition, and that will see that system fall apart over the next couple of days. On the home front, we're looking at some low-level troughing across the northwest Bahamas. That will support pockets of showers and isolated thunderstorms over the next couple of days. Our forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a spotty shower or even a thunderstorm tonight in the northwestern parts of our country. Low temperatures are down to 79 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny and hot again with spotty showers and isolated thunderstorms. 89 degrees for your high temperature tomorrow. The heat index, we're looking at that to be somewhere around 102 degrees. Extended weather forecast keeping you in the high 80s right through the cycle. Very warm nights in the upper 70s, and that too will hold through 7 days. And as we anticipate pockets of showers and thunderstorms right into Thursday, get a little break on Friday, but some more showers will work its way back into the forecast off and on during the weekend. Desmond?
Thank you very much, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS News your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
She was a newborn baby and was left on the doorsteps of her father. Years later, she graduated valedictorian of her class. And with only $30 in his pocket,